But then again, it's just like, why? Like, you really are gonna be like, you know what, demon kind of looking dick. So let's go. So I heavily dislike Devilman Crybaby.
If you're a regular watcher or have seen any clips, Ari talks very
Anytime
badly about
we're shooting
Devilman
it.
Crybaby at least like once a week.
Yeah.
At least like once every other
Like,
episode.
on
Like, I
my
swear.
anime list, I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
Because I hate it that much.
But then our boy, Anime Mob here, likes it.
And basically, we're just going to get into why he likes it and why I hate it with every part of my being. So, alright. Get into...
And I got no dog in this fight because I haven't seen it.
Alright.
Basically, do you want me to say why I don't like it very much?
Yeah.
So basically, from the start, it starts off kind of well. It's like introduced all these different characters. Like the guys rapping were really cool, and then it's like, all right, rich guy pulls up and it's like, all right, you come with me. Main character gets in the car with him. They go and they're like, okay, there's these things called demons out. We're gonna go to this club and we're gonna try and find some. No questions asked. So we're just gonna go into this club and look for demons, and it's all this like weird stuff, like people having sex, people drinking, doing drugs, like all this stuff. Like, okay, demons hoard in places of sin. So then, of course, they get there, and then basically, this guy, the rich dude, just starts stabbing people.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And no questions asked. He starts stabbing people, and then it's like, oh, never mind, ignore that, because the main character just turned into a giant demon and went apeshit and started killing everyone, or killing all of the demons. Which, that was cool, but it's just everything behind that rich guy I absolutely hated. Because it's like, he does a bunch of crazy shit, and it's just always overlooked. But then it's just like, why even show that stuff? Because that's all I'm going to think about every time I see his face on screen, is how he's doing all these crazy stuff, and like no questions asked, like, hey, how do you know where these demons are every single time that we go looking for them? And just no questions asked. Like, I just think the anime is very overrated. I mean, I heard that the 90s one is good also. Maybe it does it better because the Netflix one is within like 12 episodes. So maybe all those details that I'm looking for is in the 90s version. And that's maybe the 90s version, I'd give it a better rating. But it was also very confusing because it didn't make sense either when I was like, okay, he's doing all this crazy stuff, he's a lunatic, and then it's like, oh, he's going to reveal to the world that there's demons everywhere, when it's like, obviously people start losing it, going crazy, so then people just start randomly pointing out, okay, you're a demon, we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Which was, I feel like, is so very unrealistic, and it's just like so forced into the story, where like without any reason whatsoever, if I say you're a demon, I have every right to kill you.
I mean, that's kind of like society. People are stupid. I think
people are stupid, but like I understand like the thought process and everything, but it's just I couldn't get behind it.
You don't think people would do that in
And
the
that
real
was-
world? If they're afraid of a big demon trying to kill them, they wouldn't kill it, even if they just.
Okay, but it's just, but without any reason.
There's a law.
Without any
There's
reason.
a law in Florida that you can shoot somebody if you feel threatened. In any manner.
Right, but that's different.
But we're talking about Devilman Crybaby, not
I
Florida.
know, but like,
But then again,
it's like the same thing.
I get what you're saying. But without any reason, you could say someone's a demon just because you don't like the person. You could say they're a demon, and then they can kill you. But in the anime, it kind of makes sense because everyone knew that the main character was associated with those people, so that they went after his friends, saying, "Okay, you must be demons too because you're friends with him, and no one would be friends with demons, so we're gonna kill you."
I mean, people are
But
assholes. People are stupid. So it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah,
A little bit. It kind of makes sense to me.
but it's just like, I guess I was just looking too deep into it, and I was very confused for majority of the story, that I had to get like information from outside of just the Netflix adaptation.
True.
Because, like, how much information was thrown at you is around specifically the rich kid that ended up being the devil was so much that was just like, I can't overlook all the information they're throwing about him, and then also what the main character is doing, and then all these different people in the track events, and then it was just like too much happening at once to the point where it's just like, I'm so lost.
Okay.
Because in Fire Force, a lot of information is thrown at you, but it's controlled where it's all following the same line, rather than in Devilman Crybaby, you're following the story of the main character trying to get rid of these demons, and then this rich guy who's his friend who just knows where the demons are without just by a hunch, and then all these different people running in track, and then this guy who's a rapper trying to get this girl to like him. It's like, it's just way too much. Like there's no way connecting. Like the only thing connecting all those characters is the main character. Like there's no actual plot that really gets them all together, which makes it confusing. Like, why do I care about this love story if the main character is trying to get rid of demons?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that's my biggest thing about why I was like, this is terrible.
There's also a show
because I thought.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Because like I was, this is terrible because I thought we were following the story of trying to get rid of demons, not this girl trying to get good at track, and then another guy trying to get a girl to like him, and then I mean it was cool that like other people were turning into demons, I guess.
Yeah.
But like my biggest problem was that rich guy that ended up being the devil. Like he alone he's the Tarzan of Dr. Stone. Like
Really?
I didn't like him at all. Yeah. I disliked
That's
him so
bold.
much. Because he just knows where demons are. And like he goes around, like if I were to take you to a club, say, okay, there's gonna be demons in here, so we're gonna go find some. You have no questions whatsoever.
I have questions.
Exactly. So then like, okay, we're in the club now, and you just see me going around stabbing people.
I mean, I know.
You're not gonna be like, this guy's crazy, I'm gonna leave. No. You're gonna stick around and just sit on the couch, and then all of a sudden you see demons transforming, and then you transform into a demon. Like it's just too many like things for me to just overlook and enjoy the anime. Cause like there's shows where you'll just overlook things that happen that don't make sense, but for me in Devilman Crybaby, it was way too much for me to just overlook, to just enjoy it.
Yeah. I see what you're talking about. I just thought,
And I was just like, never again.
yeah, it was a show that you definitely couldn't watch. I would watch that show on my phone. I wouldn't watch it on my TV. I would not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That one scene where he was in the, what's it called, in the classroom, watching like porn on a big TV on a big screen.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
like it's
I
just
was
a
like,
bunch
what
of
the-
weird
I was just-
stuff.
What the?
I was just reading while you guys were talking about it, like some reviews and stuff, and a lot of people are saying it relies very heavily on sex and gore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the main
Which
character.
sounds not very.
The main
appealing.
character's demon form was a real demon. Basically, remember the rich guy that was friends with the main character that told him where all the demons were? He's the devil, and he made the main character the demon form of. Okay, it's weird. That rich guy is in love with the main character, but he doesn't. The main character doesn't know, and he's also in love with the demon form of the main character. So then, the demon form is its own entity, but it was put inside this kid. So then, when this kid turns into a demon, other demons recognize him, and there's this like, I don't even know what to call it, like this lady that's like that's like a centaur almost, but her legs, she's not a horse, she's like the legs of a mammoth. Like how they're super hairy and there's just like that giant hoof. Like that's her. And then they have sex on the show. It's like, what? Like that doesn't make sense. Because you're just like, because you didn't know this until the end of the show that, okay, the devil, who was the side character, put this demon inside the main character, and that's why everyone knows him. You don't know that until the very end. And then it's like, okay, also, there's this huge fight going on with the main character against all the demons of the world and the devil, and then next thing you know, it's just gonna cut to the main character with his eyes closed, laying down with the devil, and the devil's talking, going on this tangent about how much he loves him, and it's gonna pan out to his body severed in half. And he's like, "Oh, come back to me, I love you." It's like, what? You spent the whole show trying to bring the world to cause chaos, but then this is like all your fault.
It makes sense though. He's the devil.
You
He's
can't
just
be
trying to
crying.
create some sin. He's just trying to like figure out shit from himself too, right?
Yeah, like it makes sense, but it's just so I didn't like it. It was bad.
I have a
Like, I just
very
didn't like it.
simplistic like way of just liking it. Like, I liked it because I thought it was an interesting concept with the devil and like how they're always around areas of sin. And then on top of that,
Yeah.
the animation was, I thought the animation was godly. I liked how the characters were designed too. I enjoyed that a lot. Like they were like 90s, I would say like 90s style characters, because you know how like in the 90s the characters were a little bit more lanky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
always
enjoyed that, and I thought it was really cool. So I just liked the animation, and the Devilman like turning into the Devilman. I thought was really cool. It did get shittier. It did get shittier though. Like
Yeah.
later on in the season, like it was really good, and then it slowly like declined. I didn't like the ending either, but I still thought it was a good show. It wouldn't even be in my top 30. But I
Yeah.
still enjoy the show. I wouldn't shit on the. I would just like, it's just, I'm kind of like, I'm good with it. I wouldn't be like I hate the show, or I would say I don't like it.
So, when did you watch it?
I watched it when it came out. So what was that? 2 years ago.
Okay. So we watched it at the same time.
I watched it right when it came out, and I just was like, I'll give it a try. It looks cool.
So, everything that you liked about it, I liked about it too. Like the animation was great, fight scenes were cool. It was just so many weird things that didn't need to be a part of the story were a part of the story.
I also think though, like if I were to watch it now, I might not like it because back then, like when I first started watching anime, which was a long time ago, but like I'd probably say not until recently, I didn't actually like dissect anime. Like I wouldn't try and understand like the characters or what's happening in the plot as much. I would just kind of look like in one straight path of just that's what's going on, right? I didn't.
So like you would overlook a lot.
Yeah,
of
I would
things.
overlook a lot of things. I wouldn't pay so much attention to
Yeah.
certain details, right? Like now, I like
Right.
pay attention to predictions and where the story's actually gonna go, and like I pay attention to characters that aren't in the background or are in the background, and like maybe they're gonna have a bigger like role later on.
Role.
Yeah, I do that now, but
Yeah.
back then, like I didn't. I just kind of like, especially because I didn't even know too much about it. That's probably why I
Right.
overlooked it. I didn't even think about the guy being Lucifer. I just thought I just didn't even think about it. It's just like weird best friend who's just, I don't know, rich and has issues.
Rich and obsessed with
Yeah.
demons, like it's just like that.
I mean,
so like that's like I was dissecting it when I was watching it, like episode by episode. I'm like, where is this going? Like none of this makes sense.
yeah, that makes sense. Like I probably would dissect it more now, but I would still overall say
Yeah.
it's like it's all right. It's not bad.
Because like the themes that it tackles, I understand like how humans are quick to judge.
Mhm.
Like that's good. Like it's a good theme. Like I get it. Like that's what like the message you're trying to deliver about how humans are so easily to point the finger.
Mhm.
Like I understand. Like I get it,
Mhm.
and that is a good theme to like to try to convey in a show. But there's just so many things that I guess like Gon's hairline. I think he gave it like a 9 or a 10 or something.
Oh yeah, he did. He liked it a lot.
And he watched it maybe like 2 or 3 months ago.
No, it was like a week or two.
A week or two
Yeah.
ago. See, like he watches anime a lot,
Mhm.
and for him to like, I'm extremely surprised for him to overlook so many things, and
Well,
because like everything I mentioned is every reason why. Because I watched that anime 2 years ago, and I still remember every reason why I extremely don't like it.
Well, the thing about it, as I'm reading more of these reviews and listening to you guys talk, is a lot of people are very critical about it, right? Oh, the character design is so bad. What was their budget? This is terrible. The story's stupid. Sex and gore, they rely too heavily on it. This is, like, this show's, like, super trash, like, ultra violent, all this crap. But then, you have Mob talking about, just watched it to watch it, didn't analyze it. So do you think maybe it is just one of those shows where you just have to turn your brain off and
you have to
overanalyze it?
Because, like, for those scenes where it's like how I was saying about it's main character killing demons, then there's people trying to be good at track, there's a guy trying to get a girl to fall in love with him, and then all these different people trying to go out on their own routes, and then towards the end they're brought together, and then, I mean, I've already said it earlier, spoiler alert, they all die. And it's supposed to be this sad thing because all these characters came together when the world was in anarchy, and then the main character couldn't save them from these humans because they just assumed that he was a demon. They were demons too because they were friends with the main character. Like, that story would have been so much better if they didn't have the whole thing with the main character suddenly being like, you know what? I was trying to kill this demon 5 minutes ago. The same demon that looked like mammoth half down and just a woman's top body, but like a centaur. And it's like, you know what? Let's have sex. And then that's going on for at least.
That makes sense because they're demons.
No,
it
doesn't make sense till the end.
It
doesn't make sense till the end.
No, it makes sense. Like the whole thing about them being demons is just being very sinful. That like demons just indulge in very sinful acts all the time. That makes. In my head, it does.
I guess now talking about it, I remember how he was horny throughout the whole time that he was a demon. But then again, it's just like, why? Like, you really are gonna be like, you know what, demon kind of looking thick, so let's go. Like, that's dumb.
That
doesn't make it a good show.
Like, it makes sense. I didn't like that scene, but it makes. I didn't enjoy that scene.
Like, get down to the nitty gritty. Like, it makes sense, but then again, you shouldn't be able to use that as a reason to give it anything. I mean, I'm willing to bargain to give it like a 5, but if you give it anything over a 7, I think you're crazy.
Dude, that's the thing. It has like a 7.89.
I'm leaving it at 7.
Like,
but the thing is all these reviews of mine is 7.93. All these reviews are 4s, 3s, 1s, 5s, 6s, but then it has a 7.93. And like all these reviews, like the top review is a 1 out of 10, and it has like the most upvotes out of any review. But then the show is like pretty highly rated. I
think it's just you just have to ignore a lot.
You just have to put up with it.
You just have to put up with it.
But that's the thing with a lot of shows, though, is like if you just ignore all this stuff, it'll be good. But a lot of shows aren't like that.
But you don't have to do that for shows like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. I mean, for so far, One Piece.
No, Bleach. I had to.
Parasite, even.
Bleach.
Well, like what though?
Like this isn't a spoiler at all, but like I told you, when he was fighting those Arancars, the skeleton guys. And all of them can fly, right? So I don't understand why this happened, but Ichigo knocks down the pillar and they fall off the pillar and hit the ground, and apparently they can't get up again, even though they can fly. If you can fly, how are you gonna fall like 300
Well, that's
meters?
just a plot hole.
That's not a plot hole. That's just stupid.
Yeah,
that's just stupid. Like that just it's just stuff like that. Like there's a bunch of stuff like that in Bleach that happened, where it's like oh my god, all this overwhelming power. I guess I shouldn't use my Bankai or anything because I don't have one apparently. Like it was just like
okay, so
I was like, you know what, just focus on the main story. Don't think about how powerful they are and that they're captains and that they haven't used their Bankai yet. Don't think about that. Just cancel it out, and that's where it is.
Yeah.
There's a few things like that.
Like the thing with like the not using the Bankai thing, like just to say, like I know I've already told you, but just for the record, like for Aizen's spiritual pressure, I feel like the captains were like, even if I use my Bankai, I can't do
I don't think it was the spiritual pressure.
Even...
I think it was just his Chikai.
Yeah, because he's just so OP.
Yeah, that makes sense, but like, I want to see you go.
But it's just like overlooking that, But like overlooking that isn't as big of a deal to me than overlooking just so many scenes. Like you're in a club and you see your friend go around stabbing people, just randomly stabbing people. And then just ignoring that, oh, I always know where the demons are. Go here. Okay. I think there's demon reports of it being here. Go there. It's just like...
It is like Dr. Stone, where you just have to be like, okay, this is kind of BS.
Yeah.
Are any of you guys up to date on that, by the way?
I saw some spoilers for the most recent episode.
I haven't seen the most recent.
I haven't seen it.
I wanted to talk.
The one from like 2 days ago.
I wanted to talk about my issue with that. Oh shit!
I haven't seen it.
I'm not up to date with not the most recent one. The one before that. I forgot that all of that came out on Friday, so I'm not up to date with Fire Force. Dr. Stone, is it wrong to pick up the girls in the dungeon? But the previous episode pissed me off. I talked to Diego about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, it was the spear not breaking.
Yeah,
right?
that.
Yeah.
But we already talked about this. But compared to the stuff they've already done with Tarzan, and like that whole situation, and like when Senku was supposed to die and all this stuff, that is a very forgivable thing to pass.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's BS, but everything else they've done in the show is like way more BS. That it's just like another thing that it's just like, okay, whatever, just won't think about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, the gas masks are like that too. They have no way to seal the gas masks.
Yeah, like they use like rubber bands,
like the tubes and stuff. They have no way to seal that. Like everything. Like there's a lot of stuff about that show that it's very like, okay, yeah, right. Like even like the glass blowing and the glasses, like that's so hard to do. And like there's a video on YouTube. There's this guy called How to Make Everything, and he tries to make clear glass like they did in the show. It took him like 7 tries over the course of multiple months. Yeah. And then they do it like first try, make glasses and all this glassware. Like there's just so much stuff in the show where like at this point it's like, okay, I'm enjoying it and the characters and stuff. It's just everything I have to just like not think about it.
See, but that's the thing with Devilman Crybaby is that I wasn't liking the characters that much either. Like the MC, he's cool now. He wasn't like a bitch like he was before, but he's cool.
What's his name, Akira?
And, I was slowly liking. Yeah, his name is Akira. Like I'm slowly liking everyone else, but it's not to the point where I'm going to overlook all of these things happening in Devilman Crybaby.
Well, I think there's a line where it's like, okay, the stuff in this show I can overlook and just not think about it, but then there's a line where it's like, okay, this is like too over the top for me to just not care.
And that was it for Devilman
Which it
Crybaby.
Sounds like Devilman Crybaby crosses that line.
But they cross the line for me a lot. But like even like you said, if you watch it now, you would be like criticizing those things more rather than before you just watched it just to watch it because it was an interesting concept. Because you could watch something like, I don't even know, like an anime like Tokyo Ghoul after season 1. It doesn't make sense, but it's a cool concept.
You mean after season 1 and 2?
But yet again, it's getting... No, I'm just saying after season... I guess, no, after season 1, where he transforms the white hair from then on.
It gets confusing, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it gets confusing, but if you overlook everything, it's a cool anime. Like, the powers are cool, the fights are good.
I didn't think it was confusing. I thought it was pretty straightforward.
Not in season 2, though. It wasn't canon, or it kind of like made its own story because it like straight away from the manga. It just left out the reason why Kaneki joined that other villainous group or whatever it's called.
The Algiri?
Like they just gave no reason.
Are you talking about the dub?
Yeah, the Algiri. They just there was no reason why. If you didn't read the manga, all of a sudden he just. Like, the people that went and saved him, they're like, okay, let's leave. And he's like, no, I'm actually going to stay here and join
No, it makes sense, because the way, like, for him to save his friends and the people that work at the cafe to join Algiri Tree and get rid of, like, the attacking him. That was his mentality, and that's what he, like, being tortured by that Jason, the guy with the owl.
Yeah, but if you went off the information that was strictly in the anime, that was never said.
I didn't even read the manga. I straightly got that from anime.
Hey, that's not important. You're just trying to make an
Yeah,
example.
but it's just an example. Like for Devilman Crybaby, for me, I just had to overlook so much
True.
more.
True.
And I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all.
I mean, even like Fire Force, for example, the rushing of the story, the things just like being dropped and never talked about again, like it just never happened. The storyline just being very loose and just random crap happening, like it's overlookable. It's still a good show, but like Devilman Crybaby has all that stuff you're talking about: the gore, the sexualization, randomness, doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's really stupid. The animation might suck. Like a lot of those things, like you just can't overlook them.
Yeah,
it's not. It's whereas like
it's
a show like Doctor Stone or Fire Force, you can't overlook it right now.
Yeah, that was it for me.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I dislike the show so much.